Welcome to my class of operating system. Today we will learn about file management. A file is a collection of related information that is recorded on secondary storage, or file is a collection of logically related entities from user's perspective. A file is the smallest allotment of logical secondary storage. A file is named for the convenience of its human users and is referred to by its name. A name is usually a string of characters such as example.c. Some systems differentiate between uppercase and lowercase characters in name, whereas other systems don't. When a file is named, it becomes independent of the process, the user, and even the system that created it. For instance, one user might create the file example.c and another user might edit the file by specifying its name. The file's owner might write the file to a floppy disk, send it in an email, or copy it across the network, and it could still be called example.c on the destination system. A file's attributes vary from one operating system to another, but some characteristics are: name. The symbolic file name is the only information kept in human readable form. Identifier. This unique tag, usually a number, identifies the file within the file system. It is the non-human readable name for the file. Type. This information is needed for systems that support different types of files. Size. The current size of the file. It can mean bytes, words, blocks, and possibly the maximum allowed size are included in the attribute. Protection. Access control information determines who can do reading, writing, executing, and so on. Time, date, and user identification. This information may be kept for creation, last modification, and last use date. These dates can be useful for protection, security, and usage monitoring. The information about all files is kept in the directory structure, which also resides on secondary memory. Typically, a directory entry consists of the file's name and its unique identifier. The identifier in turn locates the other file attribute. Now we come to file directories. Collection of a file is a file directory. The directory contains information about the files, including attribute, location, ownership. Much of this information, especially that is concerned with storage, is managed by the operating system. The directory is itself a file accessible by various file management routines. Actually, a file is an abstract data type. To define a file properly, we need to consider the operations that can be performed on the file. The operating system can provide system calls to create, write, read, reposition, delete, and truncate files. Information contained in device directories are name, type, address, current length, maximum length, date last accessed, date last updated, owner ID, protection information. Operation performed on directory are search for a file, create a file, delete a file, list a directory, rename a file, traverse the file system. These are the operations that are file. For creation of a file, two steps are necessary to create a file. First, space in the file system must be found for the file, and second, an entry for the new file must be made in the directory. For creation, we need to write a file. To write a file, we make a system call specifying both the name of the file and the information to be written on the file. Given the name of the file, the system searches the directory to find the file's location. The system must keep a write pointer to the location in the file, whereas the next write is to take place. Reading a file. To read from a file, we use a system call that specifies the name of the file and where the next block of the file should be put. Also, repositioning of a file. The directory is searched for appropriate entry and the current file position pointer is repositioned to a given value. Repositioning within a file need not involve an actual input-output. Deleting a file. To delete a file, we search the directory for the named file. Having found the associated directory entry, we release all file space so that it can be reused by other file and erase the directory entry. Then truncating a file. Truncating is the user may want to erase the contents of a file but keep its attribute. Rather than forcing the user to delete the file and then recreate it, this function allows all attribute to remain unchanged except for file length. Advantages of maintaining directories are efficiency. A file can be located more quickly. Naming. It becomes convenient for users as two users can have the same name for different files or may have different name for the same file. Grouping. Logical groups of file can be done by properties. Example, all Java programs, all games, etc. Furthermore, we must keep in mind that operating system may provide either mandatory or advisory file locking system. If a lock is mandatory, then once a process acquires an exclusive lock, the operating system will prevent any other process from accessing that block. Single level directory. In this single directory is maintained for all users. There are majorly two problems are there: naming problem, grouping problem. Naming problem, user cannot have same name for two files. Grouping problem, user cannot group file according to their need. This is the structure of single level directory. And then only at one level all the files are there. This is called single level directory. Now, two level directory. In this, separate directory for each user is maintained. In this, look carefully that separate directories for each user is maintained. Path name. Due to two levels, there is a path name for every file to locate that file. Once the path name is given, it becomes easier for the file to locate it. Now we can have the same file name for different user if the path is different. Searching is efficient in this method. Look at the diagram. This is users. At the end, users are there and user file directory is there. This is user file directory and this is master file directory. User acts as intermediary between files and master file directory. Tree structure directory. Directory is maintained in the form of a tree. Searching is efficient and also there is grouping capability. We have absolute or relative path name for a file. Allocation methods. Allocation methods define how the files are stored in the disk block. The direct access nature of the disk gives us the flexibility to implement the data files. In many cases, different file or many files are stored on the same disk. The main problem that occurs in operating system is that how we allocate the space to these files so that the utilization of disk is efficient and quick access to file is possible. Contiguous allocation. This is the first allocation which we will learn. Contiguous allocation. The main idea behind contiguous allocation method is to provide efficient disk utilization and fast access to file blocks. In this scheme, a file is made from the contiguous set of blocks on the disk. Linear ordering on the disk is defined by the disk addresses. In this scheme, only one job is accessing the disk block. After that, it accesses the block B+1 and there are no head movements. When the movement of the head is needed, the head moves only from one track to another. So the disk number that is required for accessing the contiguous allocation is minimal. Contiguous allocation method provides a good performance. That is why it is used by IBM VM CMS operating systems. For example, if a file requires n block, n is given a block B as the station, then the block assigned to the file will be B, B+1, B+2 and so on. So in contiguous allocation, files are assigned to contiguous areas of secondary storage. A user specifies in advance the size of the area needed to hold a file to be created. If the desired amount of contiguous space is not available, the file cannot be created. Now these are some first fit, best fit, neither fit and external fragmentation. In the process of continuum allocation, there are some problems that arises. In this case, soon as the first hole is encouraged, searching is stopped and memory is allocated for creating a file. Searching can either start at the beginning of the set of holes or where the previous first fit search ended. Best fit. In this case, the entire list is searched for the smallest hole that is big enough and is allocated for creating a file. External fragmentation will occur. Neither first fit nor best fit is clearly best in terms of storage utilization, but first fit is generally faster. The advantages of this type of allocation is both the sequential and direct access are supported by this. For direct access, the address of the kth block of the file, which starts at block B, can easily be obtained. This is extremely fast since the number of seeks are minimal because of contiguous allocation of blocks. Disadvantage: this method suffers from both internal and external fragmentation, as we have already discussed the types of fragmentation. This makes it inefficient in terms of memory utilization. Increasing file size is difficult because it depends on the availability of contiguous memory space at a particular instance. This is the diagram of contiguous allocation. Here we can find out the file names, start block, and the length of the file name. You can see file name 1, the start block is 2, and the length is 3 contiguous blocks. So 2, 3 and 4 is there. Then we can see that there is one file B. File B start block is 9, 10, 11, 12. Since the length is 5. Then again there is file C. File C, it starts from 13. And then file D, start block 30 and it has 2. So file D 30 and 31 and the length is 2. File E 26. We go to file E. File E is 26 to length 3. This is the diagrammatic representation of contiguous allocation. Linked allocation. Linked allocation. The problems of contiguous allocation are solved in the linked allocation method. In this scheme, disk blocks are arranged in the link form of which don't recognize. The disk block is scattered in the disk. In this scheme, the directory entry contains the pointer to the first block and pointer of ending block. These pointers are not for the users. Each pointer contains the address of the next block. When we create a new file, we simply create a new entry with the linked proposition. Advantages: in terms of the file size, this scheme is very flexible. We can easily increase or decrease the file size, and system does not worry about the contiguous chunks of memory. This method is free from external fragmentation. This makes it better in terms of memory utilization. Indexed. Now we come to some disadvantages. In this scheme, there is large number of seeks. before this because the file blocks are randomly distributed on disk. Linked allocation is comparatively slower but active type. The pointer is extra overhead on the system due to linked list. In linked list allocation, each file is linked to disk block. These disk block may be scattered through the disk, unlike contiguous allocation. A few bytes of each block contains the address of the next block. A single entry in the file allocation table, starting block and length of the site. No external fragmentation based for sequential files. This is the diagram of linked allocation. File B is present, starting block is 1 and length is 5. So the packet, these packets, file B stores its packets in node number 8, then 3, 4, 14, 28, since the length is 5. As soon as it finds a free space, it utilizes the free space, unlike the contiguous one which searches for contiguous memory chunks. Indexed allocation. In this scheme, a special block known as index block contains the pointer to all the block occupied by a file. Each file contains its index, which is the form of an array of disk block address. The ith entry of index blocks point to the ith block of the life. The address of the index block is maintained by temporary directory. When we create a file, all pointers is set to nil. A block is very easy to hold all the pointers for large file. To deal with this issue, a mechanism is available. In this scheme, each file is provided with its own index block, which is an array of disk block pointer. The kth entry in the index block points to the kth disk block of the file. The file allocation table contains block number of the indexes. Indexed allocation solves this problem by bringing all the pointers together into one location known as index block. Every file has its own index block, which is an array of free block address. I entry is the index block points to the I block of the file. This is the diagram of indexed allocation. File name is B, index block is 24. So here 24 they are kept. Then the advantages of indexed file allocation. This scheme supports random access of the file. This scheme provides fast access to the file block. This scheme is free from the problem of external fragmentation. The advantages of indexed file allocation include absence of external fragmentation and efficiency of random accessing. Indexed allocation requires lots of space for keeping pointers. What are the disadvantages? The pointer head is relatively greater than the linked allocation of the file. Indexed allocation suffers from the wasted space. For the large size file, it is very difficult for a single index block to hold all the pointers. For very small file, for very small files, say file that expand only 2-3 blocks in the index location, would keep on the entire block for the pointer, which is insufficient in terms of memory utilization. Thank you all for watching.